Hello everyone, hi. So how is everyone today? Yeah, my voice is a lot better. Yeah, 100% Sika. Um, yeah. Oh no, Andrea. I'm so sorry. Hi, kids. Hi. Yeah, that sickness kind of ruined it for me to meet Kens. I hate it. Kinda sucked, but yeah, that's life. That is true, Kens. That is true. And that is also the reason I cancelled. Because how can I say to all of you that you need to take care of yourself if I don't? So yeah. So I have bought some things while I couldn't stream. I have bought this. Can anyone guess what it is? Yeah, it's a lamp for my book stand. So it's gonna sit like here. Around here, I think. So I do not have to have that lamp open or that lamp on. Yeah. And then I need like a camera holder for like my camera so it can look down here. Just need to figure out how it should sit so it doesn't get in the way of my pretty face. No, I need like if you have the book stand here, I need something like an edge to like have an angle so it can look down at the book like this. Yeah, go do that, Andrea, and yeah, keep me on. Then everything can be good. Yeah, breakfast. She's from South America. Not everyone in here is in the same time zone as us, Kens. No, sorry, Sika. You have a cam stand. And how does that work? But yeah, my brain more or less just like thought maybe I can just take. Yeah, but you're still 7 hours later, 7 hours after us. So yeah. Oh, nice. Okay, let's see what Kent has sent. Yeah, that is nice. The only issue for me is that I have no way of putting it on my book stand, because if I put it on my book stand, it will go out like this, and it will hurt my face. So I was thinking like taking a boom arm, like remove it at the yeah, but it's the angling which is wrong. Um, if you have this as the angle yours is on, I need like an angle of this for it to not hit my face. As far as I can remember, I needed like a 30-degree angle on it. But yeah, I just thought about like pulling my boom arm off, because then I can adjust the angle while connecting it to here just by making a 3D printed holder. That's more or less the idea I have at the moment. Yeah, there it is. Especially because um, I can remove the boom arm halfway up. So like I only use half of it. Hi, Ling. Hi. Yeah, Earthling High is cute. So yeah, I might do that because that's easier. Um, yeah. Ooh, I love the Highlands. It's always amazing to be there. It's very calming. So how is the Earthling? No, I asked first. Ha! Well, then you should be just sitting here for the next 2 hours and just listen to me read Lord of the Rings. That's what you should be doing, instead of all of those other weird things, like taking care of your life. Ugh. Do you know what else is hot and sticky? Toasted marshmallows. You dirty fucks. So, as I said last time I was streaming, I need help. and not the help you think I need. I need help with the yeah, I know everything, but I know your mind. You're still dirty. I need help with lines for when people follow, when people subscribe, such things. Yeah, exactly, Andrea. Now you get my vibe. Taking care of life? Ugh. Other people can do that for me. Yeah, I need um, some lines for when people when my alerts trigger, like, "Hey, you got to follow" or something like that. So it was just like a thing which popped into my mind. But like, yeah, exactly, Chica, exactly. I do not get paid for taking care of my life. My therapist do. But yeah, um, I would very much like to. Ooh, that's a good one. So can you get like a bunny twist on that one, or like a fantasy library kind of vibe to it, so it fits the stream? Wouldn't that be more like ooh, you people come with nice ideas. Noise. I need I need to write down before I forget. Here. Oh, that could be like that could be the subscriber thing. Oh my god, you people are too fast. um, you have been invaded by the bunny kingdom, but don't worry. Where where here? Is it like a werewolf thing? But wouldn't that be a raid message, Sika? Like when we are going to raid someone? And if I'm a little bit silent, it's because I'm writing things down. Ooh, I like that one. Hi, Ninja. Hi. Yeah, me. Okay, my brain is out. Nice to meet you as well. Yeah. Eh. So what we are doing at the moment is people giving me ideas on alerts because my brain is apparently not working properly at the moment. Yay! Oh, I, that's cute. That's cute, Sika. Oh, mm. A shelf of bit amount books has just tipped over. It's both of you's ideas. In here we are a community and we do things together. Yeah, I'm a widow. I know. Okay. Um. So this one. Okay. User. Where was I? If you want to join Ninja, you can just join with your ideas. I would very much appreciate that. So the thing is, it has to be bunny themed or fantasy bunny themed. So like one of those two, or like library. So bunny, library, and fantasy. Those are the three categories it could be in. Heh. I have no gain on my mic. I think it's because I talk a little bit louder at the moment. Is it better now? So what we were doing is people come with the creative ideas on how to on what my alert should sound like when the somebody follows, subscribes, donates, such things. But yeah, I just turned down the mic a notch because I have no gain on my mic. I've removed that quite fast after I found out that I could just turn up on one mic. Okay, So user hot. Yes, everyone, and it's dancing time. Come on, get all your boogie emotes out. That's the battles that burn the cocks. That's the battles that pack the praise. That's a billboard back inside. Ooh, that's a good one. Thanks for hopping into the secret society. Okay, now I need to catch up because I'm like 400 years behind. Okay. And now we gotta jump. Jump, 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 jump. Let's jump. Drop everyone. Oh, fuck. Yay! Let's jump. Jump, 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 jump. Do like a little bunny and hop into your parachute and jump with us to catch your Easter eggs at the bottom. Woohoo! And it's free for everyone. Okay. Okay, let's see. Who can hit the puddle? At the moment, it looks like Earthling is gonna hit it. Earthling is gonna take all the eggs for himself. Yeah, and Earthling hit it. Woohoo! Fuck. Yeah, you were. Uh, mm. So the thing is with the alerts, I have no fucking idea on how to make a sound alert for every person. I don't think I can, like the same voice saying every single name. So it has to be something generic. Ha ha ha. Eh. Yeah, but I do not use stream elements. I have a I have a big dislike against stream elements. Almost as much as I have it against Nightbot. Yeah, exactly. So yeah, I use Mix It Up. Huh.
Alexa, put peanut butter on my shopping list.
Huh? What was that? For fuck's sake, Sika. I was like, what the fuck is that? It sounded so seriously like like Alexa or something. And I was like, what the fuck? um at the first I do not have Alexa, I do not have Google, I do not have Apple. So yeah, good luck with that, Sika. Okay, let's see. Ooh, nobody took the patate. That's fucking that's simply not okay. That's disappointing. mm, yeah, I agree. But that's the reason I have my headset on and I do not have all of those systems in my house because I do not feel it's a necessity for me to have it. Okay. Uh, yeah, it has happened to a lot of streamers, unfortunately. Ooh, I like that one. Like the random things you guys put in. I have to.
Alexa tillfoi småkrim och gläroda till min inköpslista.
She, her. It's only with my girlfriend I identify as see them because see them titties. Sorry, I couldn't. It was too perfect of a buzz. You are excused, Sika. You are excused. Okay. Thank you, Sika. Yeah, go clean. Okay, so now I have a couple of follower suggestions a subscriber suggestion. The only one I do not have a suggestion in is donation. No, donation. Yeah. At the moment we have this and this. Eh. Okay. Ow. Apparently I got some sausage stuck in my mouth between my teeth. So I will be right back. Okay. Hmm. No, it was from my dinner. So, your carrots has been graciously accepted by the Bonbon community. Will save us yes. So now that is done, because now I can get a voice, like upcoming voice actress to do it. Everything it has to be generic, so we cannot like put a user into it. Because it's a person saying it, and like they can't name every person on Twitch. Yeah, exactly. Okay. There. Oh yeah, I forgot raid. How stupid of me. Eh. Yes. Oh. Yes, we can do that. Um, donation of carrots has been brought to the kingdom. Yeah. Yes. So now we're gonna do the reading because else I would not get through this chapter today. But again, I really appreciate your help, and I really hope that I can get them made not for next time, but the time after. Next week, I'm probably gonna do a nature stream near a military establishment. But that depends on the weather and if there's too much wind, and of course if I have the time. But I will do everything I can to do the nature stream next week. Yeah, I found the other bunny at Andromeda Creates. She's a very good artist, in my opinion. So here we go. Yeah. No, you do not. You do not know that person, no. Not as far as I know at least. So yeah, here we go. Chapter 7, The Mirror of Galadriel. The sun was sinking behind the mountains, and the shadows were deepening in the woods when they went on again. Their path now went into thickets where the dusk had already gathered. Night came beneath the trees as they walked, and the elves uncovered their silver lamps. Suddenly they came out into the open again and found themselves under a pale evening sky pricked by a few early stars. There was a wide treeless space before them, running in a great circle and bending away on either hand. Hi, Chocolate. Hi. Beyond it was deep foss, lost in soft shadow, but the grass upon its brink was green, as if it glowed still in memory of the sun that had gone. Upon the further side there rose to a great height a green wall of encircling a green hill, thronged with melon trees, taller than any they had yet seen in all the land. Their height could not be guessed, but they stood up in the twilight like living towers. In their many-tiered branches, and amid their ever-moving leaves, countless lights were gleaming, green and gold and silver. Haldir turned towards the company. Chocolate talks about my hobbit. But it's very nice to see you here, Chocolate. It must actually be very early for you, isn't it? I think it would be like close to 6. Yeah, I call Magic the Hobbit. Yeah, I thought so. So to you of to the people in here which do not know, My girlfriend is from New Zealand. I call her a hobbit because she's not very tall. And all of her friends and her community thinks I'm stealing her because I want her to come to Denmark. Yep. um, Actually, the Lord of the Rings was shot in New Zealand. As far as I know, they didn't have other locations than New Zealand. It was South and Northern Ireland. Nah, I'm not 6'1". I'm almost 6'1". Maybe I have not heard of it, but maybe I don't know. I haven't looked that much into it. I just know a lot of the scenes is from New Zealand. And I know they took inspiration to places from real life places in the world. I think it was one place in Switzerland where they took for Rivendell, I think it was. But they didn't actually shoot anything there. They just took inspiration from the places. As far as I know, I could be wrong, so don't chop my head off if I'm wrong. So when I read to like where I can get like a normal pause, so I do not stop like in the middle of a text. Yeah, 100%. So from the start of this year, we started with like the Fellowship of the Ring, and I think we have 4 chapters left. I think it was, and then we are going to move to the next book, and I think we will probably be done with the series around summer next year. So for everyone which hasn't been here to hear me read the things, you can go on my YouTube channel. I upload all my streams there if you want to catch up on something. And I always also have thought about reading the books all out without any interruptions, like stream interruptions. Hi V, I know talk a lot. So yeah, if you think that is a good idea that I read them without interruptions, then just say so, because then I will try to see if I can do that. Yeah, I usually start reading when it's 5:30 in the winter at your place. Um, when it's end spring and summer in New Zealand, I usually start at 7 a.m. your time. That's where my streams start. So between 5 and 7 a.m. in New Zealand time, I start throughout the year. So yeah, let's get going again. Welcome to Kara's Galadhon, he said. Here is the city of Galadrim, where dwelt the Lord Celeborn and Galadriel, the Lady of Lorien. But we cannot enter here, for the gates do not look northward. We must go round to the southern side, and the way is not short, for the city is great. There was a road paved with white stone running on the outer brink of the foss. Along this they went westward, with the city ever climbing up like a green cloud upon the left. And as the night deepened, more light sprang forth, until all the hills seemed afire with stars. Come on, everyone! We need to jump, 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 jump. Do like a bunny and hop into your parachute. This is mine. Muhaha, it's mine. Ooh. Come on, we take that. Yes. Woohoo! We took a patate. Let's go, everyone. Let's go. Hop into your parachute and get the Easter eggs. We jump like bunny jump. Oof, Sika is just being pounded against the wall. Doesn't actually sound that bad. Oof, and Earthling did it again. He takes all the Easter eggs today. They came at last to a wide bridge, and crossing found the great gates of the city. They faced southwest, set between the ends of the encircling wall that here overlapped. And they were tall and strong, and hung with many lamps. Haldir knocked and spoke, and the gates opened soundlessly. But of guards, Frodo could see no sign. The travelers passed within, and the gate shut behind them. They were in a deep lane between the ends of the wall, and passing quickly through it, they entered the city of the trees. True. No folk could see, nor hear any feet upon the paths, but there were many voices about them, and in the air above. Far away up on the hill, they could hear the sound of singing falling from on high like soft rain upon leaves. They went along many paths and climbed many stairs until they came to the high places and saw before them amid a wide lawn a fountain shimmering. It was lit by silver lamps that swung from the broad boughs of trees, and it fell into a basin of silver, from which a white stream spilled. Upon the south side of the lawn there stood the mightiest of all trees. Its great smooth bole gleamed like grey silk, and up it towered until its first branches far
All hail
above.
Demi, all hail Demi, I love you Demi. Smiling face with heart hands medium dark skin tone. Magic is mine.
That's cute, but no. Opened their huge limbs under shadowy clouds of leaves. Beside it a broad white ladder stood, and at his foot 3 elves were seated. They sprang up as the travelers approached, and Frodo saw that they were tall and clad in grey mail, and from their shoulders hung long white cloaks. But yeah, Love you too, but no, magic is mine. Sorry. She's my hobbit. You can enjoy her friendship. But I'm gonna enjoy her relationship. Okay. Here dwell Celeborn and Galadriel, said Haldir. It is their wish that you should ascend and speak with them. One of the elf wardens then blew a clear note on a small horn, and it was answered 3 times from far above. I will go first, said Haldir. Let Frodo come next, and with him Legolas. The others may follow as they wish. It is a long climb for those that are not accustomed to such stairs, but you may rest upon the way. Yeah. As he climbed slowly up, Frodo passed many fleet, some on one side, some on another, and some set about the bole of the tree, so that the ladder passed through them. At a great height above the ground, he came to a wide talon, like the deck of a great ship. On it was built a house so large that almost it would have served for a hall of men upon the earth. He entered behind Haldir and found that he was in a chamber of oval shape, in the midst of which grew the trunk of the great melon, now tapering towards his crown, and yet still making a pillar of white girth. Girth. The chamber was filled with a soft light. Its walls were green and silver, and its roof of gold. Many elves were seated there, on 2 chairs beneath the bole of the tree, and canopied by a living board that sat side by side, Celeborn and Galadriel. Thank you, Ninja, and have a lovely rest of your day.
Never gonna give you up. Never gonna let you down. Never gonna run around and desert you. Never gonna make you cry. Never gonna say goodbye. Never gonna tell a lie and hurt you.
We also have another penguin in here. So it's lovely to have another penguin. So Sika, that's almost like a timeout. Almost a timeout. I don't know, but it sounded funny to say. Hi, Lothriel. Welcome in.
Never gonna give you up. Never gonna let you down.
I know, Sika. I know you won't. Okay. Where was we? Where were we? Oh. They stood up to greet their guests after the manners of elves, even those who were accounted mighty kings. Very tall they were, and the lady no less tall than the lord, and they were grave and beautiful. They were clad wholly in white, and the hair of the lady was of deep gold, and the hair of the Lord Celebon was of silver long and bright. But no sign of age was upon them, unless it were in the depths of their eyes, for these were keen as lances in the starlight, and yet profound, the wells of deep memory. Haldir led Frodo before them, and the Lord welcomed him in his own tongue. The Lady Galadriel said no word, but looked long upon his face. Now sit now beside my chair, Frodo of the Shire, said Celeborn. When all have come, we will speak together. Each of the companions he greeted courteously by name as they entered. Welcome, Aragorn, son of Elrond, he said. It is 38 years of the world outside since you came to this land, and those years lie heavy on you. But the end is near, for good or ill. Here lay aside your burden for a while. Welcome, son of Thranduil, to seldom do my kindred journey hither from the north. Welcome, Gimli, son of Gloin. It is long indeed since we saw one of Durin's folk in Caras Galadhon, but today we have broken our long law. May it be a sign that through the world is now dark, better days are at hand, and that friendship shall be renewed between our peoples. Gimli bowed low. When all the guests were seated before his chair, the Lord looked at them again. Here there are 8, he said. 9 were to set out, so said the messages. But maybe there has been some change of counsel that we have not heard. Elrond is far away, and darkness gathers between us, and all this year the shadows have grown longer. Nay, there was no change of counsel, said the Lady Galadriel, speaking for the first time. Her voice was clear and musical, but deeper than woman's wont. Gandalf the Grey set out with the company, but he did not pass the borders of this land. Now tell us where he is, for I much desire to speak with him again. But I cannot see him from afar, unless he comes within the fences of Lothlorien. A grey mist is about him, and the ways of his feet and of his mind are hidden from me. Alas, said Aragorn, Gandalf the Grey fell into shadow. He remained in Moria and did not escape. Remember to hydrate, everyone. At these words, all the elves in the hall cried aloud in grief and amazement. These are evil tidings, said Celeborn. The most evil that have been spoken here in long years full of grievous deeds. He turned to Haldir. Why has nothing of this been told to me before? He asked in Elven tongue. Well, it depends. If it's like a frozen waffle, no. If it's like ice cream, yeah, it can count. That sounds weird. But yeah, that can count. We have not spoken to Haldir of our deeds or our purpose, said Legolas. At first we were weary and danger was too close behind. And afterwards we almost forgot our grief for a time, as we walked in gladness on the fair path of Lorien. Yet our grief is great, and our loss cannot be mended, said Frodo. Gandalf was our guide, and he led us through Moria, and when our escape seemed beyond hope, he saved us, and he fell. I still do not know what that is, Earthling. It's an American thing, a US thing, sorry. A US thing. Um, so I have no clue what it is. Okay, so it's like an Alco ice cream or something. Now I need to see what it is. Root beer. Freezy. Okay, so it's like it's a milkshake, basically. Is that correct? Okay. Sounds nice, but yeah, alcohol, no. Tell us the full tale now. Tell us, tell us now the full tale, said Celeborn. Then Aragorn recounted all that had happened upon the pass of Caradhras, and in the days that followed. And he spoke of Balin and his book, and the fight in the chamber of Masabul. Oh, nice. And the fire and the narrow bridge, and the coming of terror, an evil of the ancient world, it seemed, such as I have never seen before, said Aragorn. It was both a shadow and a flame, strong and terrible. It was a Balrog of Morgoth, said Legolas, of all Elfbanes the most deadly, save the one who sits in the dark tower. Indeed, I saw upon the bridge that which haunts our darkest dreams. I saw Durin's bane, said Gimli in a low voice, and dread was in his eyes. Huh, fair. So it's just like a soda milkshake. Alas, said Celeborn, we long have feared that under Caladhras a terror slept. But had I known that the dwarfs had stirred up this evil in Moria again, I would have forbidden you to pass the northern borders, you and all that went with you. And if it were possible, one would say that at the last Gandalf fell from wisdom into folly, going needlessly into the net of Moria. He would be rash indeed that said that thing, said Galadriel gravely. Needless were none of the deeds of Gandalf in life. Those that followed him knew not his mind and cannot report his full purpose. But however it may be with the guide, the followers are blameless. Do not repent of your welcome to the dwarf. If our folk had been exiled long and far from Lothlorien, who of the Galadrim, even Celeborn the Wise, would pass nigh and would not wish to look upon their ancient home, though it had become abode of dragons? Dark is the water of Khalitsaram, and cold are the springs of Kabil Nala, and fair were the many pillared halls of Khazad-dûm in elder days before the fall of mighty kings beneath the stone. She looked upon Gimli, there glowering and sad, and she smiled. And the dwarf, hearing the names given in his own ancient tongue, looked up and met her eyes, and it seemed to him that he looked suddenly into the heart of an enemy, and saw there love and understanding. Wonder came to his face, and then he smiled in answer. He rose clumsily and bowed in dwarf fashion, saying, "Yet more fair is the living land of Lorien, and the Lady Galadriel is above all the jewels that lie beneath the earth." There was a silence. At length Celeborn spoke again. "I did not know that your plight was so evil," he said. "Let Gimli forget my harsh words. I spoke in the trouble of my heart. I will do what I can to aid you, each according to his wish and need, but especially that one of the little folk who bears the burden." "Your quest is known to us," said Galadriel, looking at Frodo, "but we will not here speak of it more openly. Yet not in vain will it prove. Maybe that you came to this land seeking aid, as Gandalf himself plainly purposed. For the Lord of Galadrim is accounted the wisest of the elves of Middle-earth, and a giver of gifts beyond the power of kings. He has dwelt in the west since the days of dawn, and I have dwelt with him years unaccounted. For ere the fall of Nagothrond or Gondolin, I passed over the mountains, and together through ages of the world we have fought the long defeat. I it was who first summoned the White Council, and if my designs had not gone amiss, it would have been governed by Gandalf the Grey, and then mayhap things would have gone otherwise. But even now there's hope left. I will not give you counsel, saying do this or do that, for not in doing or contriving, nor in choosing between this course and another, can I avail, but only in knowing what was and is, and in part also what shall be. But this I will say to you, your quest stands upon the edge of a knife. Stray but a little, and it will fail, to the ruin of all. Yet hope remains while all the company is true." And with that word she held them with her eyes, and in silence looked searchingly at each of them in turn. None save Legolas and Aragorn could long endure her glance. Sam quickly blushed and hung his head. At length the Lady Galadriel released them from her eyes, and she smiled. "Do not let your hearts be troubled," she said. "Tonight you shall sleep in peace." Then they sighed and felt suddenly weary, as those who have been questioned long and deeply, though no words have been spoken openly. Go now, said Celeborn. You are worn with sorrow and much toil. Even if your quest did not concern us closely, you should have refuge in the city until you were healed and refreshed. Now you shall rest, and we will speak of your further road for a while. Oh, throat is still not fully healed, but yeah. That night the company slept upon the ground, much to the satisfaction of the hobbits. The elves spread for them a pavilion among the trees near the fountain, and in it they laid soft couches. Then, speaking words of peace with fair elvish voices, they left them. For a little while the travellers talked of their night before in the tree tops, and of their day's journey, and of the lord and lady, for they had not yet the heart to look further back. What did you blush for, Sam? Said Pippin. You soon broke down. Anyone would have thought you had a guilty conscience. I hope it was nothing worse than a wicked plot to steal one of our blankets. That is true. I completely agree with that. But but again, I kind of understand it because if not, the people could just make everyone into mods and they would not get any money. So it's like the kind of business side. Um, I think the reason why it's fucked up is because um, the mods are here to protect the channel, and if you cannot hear, you can't hear TTS as well. And if it for some reason doesn't show in chat, you can still do you can do nothing about it. And also, as a streamer, I do not know when you guys have ads, so I can't. If I say something to you, you won't hear it, and I do not know if you have heard it. So yeah. Yeah, exactly. That was like the thought I think you had. Hi, Potita! And the Potita comes in with great advice. Well, Potita, then you have to show me how, because I'm an unseasoned streamer, and I do not know anything. Oh, nice. So, Potita, have you been stabbing people lately, or have you been stabbing skin lately? So at the moment you're just drawing or what? Or what do you do at the studio when you are there? You know me, I'm curious. Ay, ay, ay. But well, if that leads you to stabbing skin, then it's good, right? Or is that just me? Oh yeah, didn't you get your contract or what? So are you getting a contract or not? Or aren't you? Okay, so it's kind of a learning contract, an unpaid learning contract or what? That sounds weird. Hmm, interesting. So you're basically just there and being trained without having any income. That feels kind of rude. For me, it feels kind of rude. But yeah, that can just be me. Maybe I'm just entitled to because I live where I do. Hmm. I'm sorry, Potita. I know how much it means to you. And if I could support you more, I would. But yeah, I have no money at all. But yeah, yeah. Hmm. So for everyone who doesn't know, go follow Anita Inks and Anita underscore Mincy Inc. on Instagram. Thank you for the shout out to Anita. I appreciate it. But yeah, we have about 3.5 chapter left of the first book. And then I hoped that the next chapter will uh, be a nature stream as well, because I'm gonna be a place where I'm not that where I not at that often. Try to speak English. It's hard. So yeah. Let's see, how much do we have left? Oh, it's not that bad. 12 pages. Oh, you didn't. Not at all. You didn't sound complainy at all. At least not to me. And yeah, nature stream. Because I'm gonna be at the other side of Denmark, where they have some very pretty, in my opinion, nature. Um, so I can, yeah, on the west coast, yeah. Um, yeah, I will be at there um, for home guard stuff, yeah. You didn't complain it, but even if we complete, yeah, exactly. I can show you um what it looked like last time I was there. So this is nature. Okay, turn to the side here. This was what it looked like last time I was there. Yeah, it does. Um, and this as well. And this. And this. Yeah, and this. Uh, and also this. And the. No, that wasn't there. But that one was. So all of this was from last time I was there. So yeah, I hope I can show you all that on next Sunday. But it depends on when my course starts and when it ends and such. Because I'm supposed to be there at 6 p.m. So yeah. We will see if it's gonna happen or not. I will find out at Sunday, I think. Or maybe they have put up the itinerary for the course. Maybe, I don't know. We can look. Let's see. Of course. There, there, there. Yeah, come on. Okay, here. They have not put up an itinerary. So yeah, that's gonna be fun. So we will see when I get there, if I can stream or not. I will of course take all my gear with me, but yeah, we will see. So Here we go. I never thought no such thing, answered Sam, in no mood for jest. If you want to know, I felt as if I hadn't got nothing on, and I didn't like it. She seemed to be looking inside me and asking me what I would do if she gave me the chance of flying back home to the Shire to a nice little hole with a bit of garden of my own. That's funny, said Mary. Almost exactly what I felt myself. Only, well, I don't think I'll say any more, he ended lamely. All of them, it seemed, had fared alike. Each had felt that he was offered the choice between a shadow full of fear that lay ahead and something that he greatly desired. Clear before his mind it lay. And to get it, he had only to turn aside from the road and leave the quest and the war against Sauron to others. And it seemed to me too, said Gimli, that my choice would remain secret and known only to me. To me it seemed exceedingly strange, said Boromir. Maybe it was only a test, and she thought to read our thoughts for her own good purpose, but almost I should have said that she was tempting us and offering what she pretended to have the power to give. It need not be said that I refused to listen. The men of Minas Tirith are true to their word. But what he thought that the lady had offered him, Boromir did not tell. And as for Frodo, he would not speak, though Boromir pressed him with questions. She held you long in her gaze, Ring-bearer, he said. Yes, said Frodo, but whatever came into my mind then, I will keep there. Well, have a care, said Boromir. I do not feel too sure of this elvish lady and her purposes. Speak no evil of the Lady Galadriel, said Aragorn sternly. You know not what you say. There is in her and is this land no evil, unless a man bring it hither himself. Then let him be aware. But tonight I shall sleep without fear for the first time since I left Rivendell, and may I sleep deep and forget for a while my grief. I am weary in body and in heart. He cast himself down upon his couch and fell at once into a long sleep. The others soon did the same, and no sound or dream disturbed their slumber. When they woke, they found that the light of day was brought upon the lawn before the pavilion, and the fountain rose and fell glittering in the sun. They remained some days in Lothlorien, so far as they could tell or remember. All the while that they dwelt there, the sun shone clear, save for a gentle rain that fell at times, and passed away, leaving all things fresh and clean. The air was cool and soft, as if it were early spring, yet they felt about them the deep and thoughtful quiet of winter. It seemed to them that they did little but eat and drink and rest and walk among the trees, and it was enough. They had not seen the Lord and Lady again, and they had little speech with the elven folk, for few of these knew or would use the western tongue. Haldir had bidden them farewell, and has gone back to the fences of the north, where great watch was now kept since tidings of Moria that the company had brought. Legolas was always much among the Galadrim, and after the first night he did not sleep with the other companions, though he returned to eat and talk with them. Often he took Gimli with him when he went abroad in the land, and the others wondered at this change. Now as the companions sat, or walked together they spoke of Gandalf, and all that each had known and seen of him came clear before their minds. As they were healed of hurt and weariness of body, the grief of the loss grew more keen. Often they heard nearby elvish voices singing, and knew that they were making songs of lamentation for his fall, for they caught his name among the sweet, sad words that they could not understand. Mithrandir, sang the elves, or Pilgrim Grey, for so they loved to call him. But if Legolas was with the company, he would not interpret the songs for them, saying that he had not the skill, and that for him the grief was still too near, a matter for tears and not yet for song. It was Frodo who first put something of his sorrow into halting words. He was seldom moved to make songs or rhyme, even in Rivendell. He had listened and had not sung himself, though his memory was stored with many things that others had made before him. But now, as he sat beside the fountain in Lorien and heard about him the voices of the elves, his thought took shape in a song that seemed fair to him. Yet when he tried to repeat it to Sam, only snatches remained, faded as a handful of withered leaves. When evening in the Shire was grey, his footsteps on the hill were heard. Before the dawn he twined away on journey long without a word. From Wilderland to western shore, from northern waste to southern hill, through dragon lair and hidden door, and darkling woods he walked at will. With dwarf and hobbit, elves and men, with mortal and immortal folk, with bird on bough and beast and den, in their own secret tongue he spoke. A deadly sword, a healing hand, a back that bent beneath it load, a trumpet voice, a burning brand, a very pilgrim on the road. A lord of wisdom throned he sat, swift in anger, quick to laugh, an old man in a battered hat, who leaned upon a thorny staff. He stood upon the bridge alone, and fire and shadow both defied. His staff was broken on the stone, in Khazad-dûm his wisdom died. Why you'll be beating Mr. Bilbo next? Said Sam. No, I'm afraid not, said Frodo, but that is the best I can do yet. Well, Mr. Frodo, if you do have another go, I hope you will say a word about his fireworks, said Sam. Something like this. The finest rockets ever seen, they burst in stars of blue and green, and after thunder golden showers came falling like a rain of flowers. Ooh, Sam is much better than Frodo. Though that doesn't do them justice by a long road. No, I will leave that to you, Sam. Or perhaps to Bilbo. But well, I can't talk of it anymore. I can't bear to think of bringing the news to him. And now tea time. One evening, Frodo and Sam were walking together in the cool twilight. Both of them felt restless again. On Frodo suddenly the shadow of parting had fallen. He knew somehow that the time was very near when he must leave Lothlorien. What do you think of elves now, Sam, he said. I asked you the same question once before. It seems a very long time ago. but you have seen more of them since then. I have indeed, said Sam, and I reckon there's elves and elves. They are all elvish enough, but they're not all the same. Now these folk aren't wanderers or homeless, and seem a bit nearer to the likes of us. They seem to belong here more more even than hobbits do in the Shire. Whether they made the land or the lands made them, it's hard to say. If you take my meaning, it's wonderfully quiet here. Nothing seems to be going on, and nobody seems to want it. To want it too. If there's any magic about, it's right down deep, where I can't lay my hands on it in a matter of speaking. You can see and feel it everywhere, said Frodo. Well, said Sam, you can't see nobody working it. No fireworks like poor old Gandalf used to show. I wonder we don't see nothing of the Lord and Lady in all these days. I fancy now that she could do some wonderful things if she had a mind. I'd dearly love to see some elf magic, Mr. Frodo. I wouldn't, said Frodo. I'm content. I don't miss Gandalf's fireworks, but his bushy eyebrows and his quick temper and his voice. You're right, said Sam, and don't think I'm finding fault. I've often wanted to see a bit of magic like what it tells of in the old tale, but I've never heard of a better land than this. It's like being at home and on a holiday at the same time. If you understand me, I don't want to leave all the same. I don't want to leave. Yeah, I have like I think it's 6 pages left, so I'm gonna read that. All the same, I'm beginning to feel that if we got to go on, then we'd best get over it. Get it over. Sorry. It's a job that's never started, as takes longest to finish, as my old gaffer used to say. And I don't reckon that these folk can do much more to help us, magic or no. It's when we leave this land that we shall miss Gandalf's words, I'm thinking. But I'm afraid that's only too true, Sam, said Frodo. Yet I hope very much that before we leave we shall see the Lady of the Elves again. Even as he spoke, they saw, as if she came in answer to their words, the Lady Galadriel approaching. Tall and white and fair she walked beneath the trees. She spoke no word, but beckoned to them. Turning aside, she led them towards the southern slopes of the hill of Carasgalaton, and passing through a high green hedge, they came into an enclosed garden. No trees grew here, and it lay upon the open sky. The evening star had risen and was shining with white fire above the western woods. Down a long flight of steps, the lady went into the deep green hollow, through which ran murmuring the silver stream that issued from the fountain on the hill. At the bottom, upon the low pedestal carved like a branching tree, stood a basin of silver, wide and shallow, and beside it stood a silver ewer. With water from the stream, Galadriel filled the basin to the brim and breathed on it. And when the water was still again, she spoke. Here is the mirror of Galadriel, she said. I have brought you here so that you may look into it if you will. The air was very still, and the dell was dark, and the elf lady beside him was tall and pale. What shall we look for, and what shall we see? Asked Frodo, filled with awe. Many things I can command the mirror to reveal, he answered, and to some I can show what they desire to see. But the mirror will also show things unbidden, and those are often stranger as more profitable than things which we wish to behold. What you will see, if you leave the mirror free to work, I cannot tell, for it shows things that were, things that are, and things that yet may be. But which is it is that he sees, even the wisest cannot always tell. Do you wish to look? Frodo did not answer. And you, she said, turning to Sam, for this is what your folk would call magic, I believe, though I do not understand clearly what that mean. And they seem to use the same word of the deceits of the enemy. But this, if you will, is the magic of Galadriel. Did you not say that you wish to see elf magic? I did, said Sam, trembling a little between fear and curiosity. I will have a peep, lady, if you are willing. And I've not mind a glimpse of what's going on at home, he said in aside to Frodo. It seems terrible long time that I've been away. But there, like as not, I'll only see the stars, and something that I won't understand. Like as not, said the lady with a gentle laugh. But come, you should look and see what you may. Do not touch the water. Sam climbed up on the foot of the pedestal, leaned over the basin. The water looked hard and dark. Stars were reflected in it. There's only stars as I thought, he said. Then he gave a low gasp, for the stars went out as if a dark veil had been withdrawn. The mirror grew grey and then clear. There was sun shining, and branches of trees were waving and tossing in the wind. But before Sam could make up his mind what it was that he saw, the light faded. And now he thought he saw Frodo with a pale face lying fast asleep under a great dark cliff. Then he seemed to see himself going along a dim passage and climbing an endless winding stairs. It came to him suddenly that he was looking urgently for something, but what it was he did not know. Hi, Penguin! Hi! Like a dream, the vision shifted and went back, and he saw the trees again. But this time they were not so close, and he could see what was going on. They were not waving in the wind, they were falling, crashing to the ground. So how is Penguin today? You need to write it in one go, Stevie. And you can't take your own patate. You can only take others' patates. Yeah, it is kind of rigged. So. Hi, cried Sam in an outraged voice. There's that Ted Sandyman a cutting down trees as he shouldn't. They didn't ought to be felled. There's that avenue beyond the mill that shades the road to Bywater. I wish I could get at Ted and I'd fell him. Oh, I'm sorry, Penguin. That's just horrible. Ow. I look forward to this piece fucking off. Love you. Love you, Earthling. Okay. So, page 77 is this last page, and we are on 472. But now Sam noticed that the old mill has vanished, and a large red brick building was being put up where it had stood. Lots of folk were busily at work. There was a tall red chimney nearby. Black smoke seemed to cloud the surface of the mirror. There's some devilry at work in the Shire, he said. Elrond knew what he was about when he wanted to send Mr. Merry away, Mr. Merry back. Then suddenly Sam gave a cry and sprang away. I can't stay here, he said wildly. I must go home. They've dug up Baxter Row, and there's the poor old gaffer going down the hill, with his bits of things on a barrow. I must go home. You cannot go home alone, said the lady. You did not wish to go home without your master before you looked in the mirror, and yet you knew that evil things might be happening in the Shire. Remember that the mirror shows many things, and not all have yet come to pass. Some never come to be, unless those that behold the visions turn aside from the path to prevent them. The mirror is dangerous as a guide of deeds. Sam sat on the ground and put his head in his hands. I wish I have never come here, and I don't want to see no more magic, he said and fell silent. After a moment he spoke again thickly, as if struggling with tears. No, I'll go home by the long road with Mr. Frodo, or not at all, he said. But I hope I do get back some day, if what I have seen turns out true. Somebody going to snatch it hot, to catch it hot. Do you wish to look, Frodo? Said Lady Galadriel. You did not wish to see elf magic and were content. Do you advise me to look? Asked Frodo. No, she said. I do not counsel you one way or the other. I am not a counselor. You may learn something whether what you see be fair or evil. That may be profitable. And yet it may not. Seeing is both good and perilous. Yet I think, Frodo, that you have the courage and wisdom enough for the venture, and I would not have brought you here. Do as you will. Nikki, hi! So now we have a Bonbon in here, we have a penguin in here, and we have a kitten. Nice. Oh yeah, and we also have a devil. Well, your name is more like, yeah, and a seal. Dwarves are earthlings. Ants are earthlings. So what do you feel like you are, earthling? No. Earthling is last. Tiger. Is it tiger and earthling, would you say? Yeah, and so is everyone else. But if you feel like you are a tiger, then you are a tiger. To be honest, I haven't really thought about it. Um, but that is more because I do not think that much at the moment because it do not feel right. If that makes sense. But yeah, I'm gonna continue reading. See ya, Sika. Have a lovely day. Lovely rest of your day. But remember, you can listen to the rest on YouTube in a couple of days. Okay. I will look, said Frodo, and he climbed on the pedestal and bent over the dark water. At once the mirror cleared, and he saw a twilit land. Mountains loomed dark in the distance against a pale sky. A long grey road wound back out of sight. Far away, a figure came slowly down the road, faint and small at first, but growing larger and clearer as it approached. Suddenly, Frodo realized that it reminded him of Gandalf. He almost called aloud the wizard's name, and then he saw that the figure was clothed not in grey, but in a white that shone faintly in the dusk, and in its hand there was a white staff. The head was so bowed that he could see no face. And presently the figure turned aside round a bend in the road and went out of the mirror's view. Doubt came into Frodo's mind. Was this a vision of Gandalf on one of his many lonely journeys long ago? Or was it Saruman? The vision now changed. Brief and small, but very vivid, he caught a glimpse of Bilbo, walking restlessly about his room. The table was littered with disordered papers. Rain was beating on the windows. Then there was a pause, and after it many swift scenes followed that Frodo in some way knew to be part of a great history in which he had become involved. The mist cleared, and he saw a sight which he had never seen before, but knew at once: the sea. Darkness fell, the sea rose and raged in great storm. Then he saw against the sun, sinking blood red into a rack of clouds, and the black outline of a tail ship with torn sails riding up out of the west. Then a white river flowing through a populous city. Then a white fortress with 7 towers. And then again a ship with black sails. But now it was morning again, and the water rippled with light, and a banner bearing the emblem of a white tree shone in the sun. A smoke as of fire and battle arose, and again the sun went down in a burning red that faded into a grey mist, and into the mist a small ship passed away. Twinkling with lights, it vanished, and Frodo sighed and prepared to draw away. But suddenly the mirror went altogether dark, as dark as if a hole had happened in the world of sight, and Frodo looked into emptiness. In the black abyss there appeared a single eye that slowly grew until it filled nearly all the mirror. So terrible was it that Frodo stood rooted, unable to cry out or to withdraw his gaze. The eye was rimmed with fire, but was itself glazed, yellow as a cat's eye, watchful and intent, and the black slit of its pupil opened on a pit, a window into nothing. The eye began to rove, searching this way and that, and Frodo knew with certainty and horror that among the many things that it sought he himself was one. But he also knew that it could not see him, not yet, not unless he willed it. The ring that hung upon his chain about his neck grew heavier, heavier than a great stone, and his head was dragged downwards. The mirror seemed to be growing hot, and curls of steam were rising from the water. He was slipping forward. Thank you, Potita. Now I have to readjust myself so I can stretch. I just found a comfortable position. Oh. One of the ADHD positions. Like a very, very weird way of sitting. Do not touch the water, said Lady Galadriel softly. The vision faded, and Frodo found that he was looking at the cool stars twinkling in the silver basin. He stepped back, shaking all over, and looked at the lady. I know what it is that you saw, that you last saw, she said, but that is also in my mind. Do not be afraid, but do not think that only by singing amidst the trees, nor even by the slender arrows of elven bows, in this land of the Lorien maintained and defended against the enemy. I say to you, Frodo, that even as I speak to you, I perceive the Dark Lord and know his mind, or all of his mind that concerns the elves. And he gropes ever to see me and my thought. But still the door is closed. She lifted up her white arms and spread out her hands towards the east in a gesture of rejection and denial. Erandil, the evening star, most beloved of the elves, shone clear above, so bright was it that the figure of the elven lady cast a dim shadow on the ground. Idrace glanced upon a ring about her finger. It glittered like polished gold, overlaid with silver light, and a white stone in it twinkled as if the elven star had come down to rest upon her hand. Frodo gazed at the ring with awe, for suddenly it seemed to him that he understood. Yes, he said, divining his thought, it is not permitted to speak of it, and Elrond could not do so. But I cannot be hidden from the ring bearer, and one who has seen the eye, verily it is in the land of Lorien upon the finger of Galadriel that one of the three remains. This is Nenya, the ring of adamant, and I am its keeper. He suspects, but he does not know, not yet. Do not do you not see now wherefore your coming is to us as of the footstep of doom? For if you fail, then we are laid bare to the enemy. Yet if you succeed, then our power is diminished, and Lothlorien will fade, and the tides of time will sweep it away. We must depart into the west, or dwindle into a rustic folk of dell and cave, slowly to forget and to be forgotten. Frodo bent his head. And what do you wish? He said at last. That what should be shall be, she answered. The love of elves for their land and their works is deeper than the deeps of the sea, and their regret is undying and cannot ever wholly be assuaged. Yet they will cast all away rather than submit to Sauron, for they know him now. For the fate of Lothlorien you are not answerable, but only for the doing of your own task. Yet I could wish, were it of any avail, that the One Ring had never been wrought, or had remained forever lost. You are wise and fearless and fair, Lady Galadriel, said Frodo. I will give you the One Ring if you ask for it. It is too great a matter for me. Galadriel laughed with a sudden clear laugh. Wise the Lady Galadriel may be, she said, yet here she has met her match in courtesy. Gently are you revenged for my testing of your heart at our first meeting. You begin to see... To see keen-eye. I do not deny that my heart has greatly desired to ask what you offer. For many long years I had pondered what I might do should the great ring come into my hand, and behold, it was brought within my grasp. The evil that was devised long ago works on in many ways. Whether Sauron himself stands or falls, would not that have been a noble deed to set to credit of his ring? If I had taken it by force or fear from my guest. And now at last it comes. You will give me the ring freely. In place of the Dark Lord, you will set up a queen. And I shall not be dark, but beautiful and terrible as the morning and the night. Fair as the sea and the sun and the snow upon the mountain. Dreadful as the storm and the lightning. Stronger than the foundations of earth. All shall love me and despair. She lifted up her hand, and from the ring that she wore there issued a great light that illuminated her alone, left all else dark. She stood before Frodo, seemingly now tall beyond measurement, and beautiful beyond enduring, terrible and worshipful. Then she let her hand fall, and the light faded. And suddenly she laughed again, and lo, she was shrunken, a slender elf woman, clad in simple white, whose gentle voice was soft and sad. I passed the test, she said. I will diminish, and go into the west and remain Galadriel. They stood for a long while in silence. At length the lady spoke again. Let us return, she said. In the morning you must depart, for now we have chosen, and the tides of fate are flowing. I would ask one thing before we go, said Frodo. A thing which I often meant to ask Gandalf in Rivendell. I am permitted to wear the One Ring. Why cannot I see all the others and know the thoughts of those that wear them. You have not tried, said she. Only thrice have you set the ring upon your finger since you knew what you possessed. Do not try. It would destroy you. Did not Gandalf tell you that the rings give power according to the measure of each possessor? Before you could use that power, you would need to become far stronger and to train your will to the domination of others. Yet even so, as ring bearer and as one of the born it on finger, and seeing that which is hidden, your sight is grown keener. You have perceived my thought more clear than many that are counted wise. You saw the eye of him that holds the 7 and the 9, and you did not see and recognize the ring upon my finger. Did you see my ring? She asked, turning again to Sam. No, lady, he answered. To tell you the truth, I wondered what you were talking about. I saw a star through your fingers, but if you pardon my speaking out, I think my master was right. I wish you'd take this ring. You'd put things to rights. You'd stop them digging up the gaffer and turning him adrift. You'd make some folk pay for their dirty work. I would, she said. That is how it would begin. But it would not stop with that, alas. We will not speak more of it. Let us go. So that was the chapter of today. So now we will go find someone to raid. And again, if you have any suggestions, please just tell me. Bye bye, Earthling. You're welcome, Andrea. If you guys have anything or anyone to suggest, I would love to hear. So let's see. Ooh, a woman and an author. Okay. We will go here. And remember to say a lovely bunny hi to the person we are rating today, which is called Kitty Catewood. It has author in her categories. So yeah, we will go see her. And remember, we have this for followers and this for subscribers. So grab your rate message, and then I hope to see you all next Sunday. For the nature stream, which hopefully is gonna happen, but I will tell you guys if it will happen. I really hope it's gonna happen. So I will see you all and have a lovely rest of your day, and remember, take care of yourself. Bye bye.